you're on.
Okay. Well, the September 9th session of the Gaithersburg Board of Appeals is now in session. And the first up on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for July 8th of 2015.
I have two comments for corrections to be made in the minutes, both under Roman 3A, the special exception amendment. In the first paragraph, three lines from the bottom, it says response to Q question. It should say A question. And then in the next paragraph, replace the word mad with made.
Got it.
That's an important one.
Okay, any other comments, corrections?
No.
May I hear a motion?
I move that we approve the July 8th, 2015 minutes from the Board of Appeals meeting.
Second?
With the changes.
With the changes.
With the changes.
Okay.
Now, second.
All in order?
Aye.
Aye.
It's approved? Okay. Okay, first up on the agenda is a special exception, BOA-6982-2015 from Verizon Wireless. Carolyn, you want to introduce this?
Yes, good evening. This is public hearing on Board of Appeals case BOA 6982-2015. The hearing was published in accordance with the requirements of the city charter and code on the city's website, and the property was properly posted. At the present time, there are 21 exhibits in the record files. They are referenced in an exhibit list in the files. The individual exhibits may be reviewed during the course of the meeting or in the Planning and Code Administration offices during regular business hours at City Hall or on the city's website. Any objections to the receipt to be noted prior to the filing of the record, otherwise they will be deemed received in evidence. The application requests a special exception to permit a rooftop telecommunications facility consisting of 12 panel antennas and associated equipment on the rooftop of 301 Russell Avenue, known as the Wilson Healthcare Building at Asbury Methodist Village. The property is located in the R90 medium-density residential zone as allowed by Section 24-295 of the zoning ordinance, Chapter 24 of the City of Gaithersburg Code, on Parcel I, Asbury, Gaithersburg, Maryland. And just to orient everybody to the site, this is, whoops, it's a little tight.
Sorry.
There we go. Russell Avenue and the entrance to Asbury, and this is all internal to Asbury Methodist Village. The building in question is the Wilson Healthcare Building, which is right here. The application has the correct address. It mistakenly called it the Kinley Building, which is actually adjacent to it here. And it's actually the Wilson Healthcare Building. And Kathy Borton is here representing Verizon Wireless, and I will turn it over to her.
Thank you. Good evening.
Okay, I think before anybody, are both of you giving testimony or
Yes.
on this?
Ms. Borton is their attorney.
Is there? Oh, okay. Well,
Mr. Hanley is not.
Right.
So
okay. Well,
if you'd
Mr.
like to
Hanley,
swear
if we'll swear you in.
Sure.
I mean, as an officer of the court, we're going to.
Thank you.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give in this matter shall be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Good. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you. As Caroline said, I am Kathy with the law offices of Diamond, PC, 137 Kent Oaks Way in Gaithersburg, appearing this evening on behalf of Selco Partnership, doing business as Verizon Wireless. I would like to introduce some people who are here with me this evening, and they're available to answer any questions. You've just sort of met Mr. Anthony Handley. He's a wireless consulting engineer with Millennium Engineering, and Millennium Engineering worked with Verizon Wireless on the RF issues for this application. Also with me are Mr. Bob Pasilkin and Ms. Linda Lieberman. They are both site acquisition managers with Mastech, and they've taken over the site from Jack Andrews, who submitted the application, and Verizon has supplemented the record with a revised authorization that they could move forward on the application. As Caroline indicated, this is a special exception for a rooftop installation at the Wilson Healthcare Building in the Asbury Methodist Village. At its meeting on September 2nd, the Planning Commission did vote unanimously to recommend approval of the special exception. So I would just like to highlight some key points about the site for the record. Verizon Wireless is proposing to install 12 panel antennas in 3 sectors on existing cooling towers on the roof, as well as a platform for equipment. The height of the building is approximately 43 feet, not including the cooling towers or the antennas that are attached or will be attached, thus meeting the height requirements of D1A and D2A6. The equipment platform is approximately 20 feet by 10 feet 6 inches, and this will account for a fairly minuscule amount of roof coverage even when combined with any existing structures. The size of the antennas is consistent with the requirements of the zoning ordinance. They've been designed and located to minimize, designed to be located for minimizing visual impact. Specifically, the antennas can be painted to match the existing screen wall. There will be a new screen wall extension to be built for the equipment cabinets and the emergency generator, which will also match the existing screen wall. So the equipment cabinets are about 6 feet tall and the platform is 2 feet. So that 8 feet will not rise above or be visible behind that 9-foot, 3-inch screen wall extension. Residents and visitors will not actually be able to see anything that's installed. The only thing that will change is their Verizon Wireless cell phone coverage in a good way. So the petition is therefore in harmony with the general character of the neighborhood of Asbury Methodist Village in relation to the design, color, and scale of the antennas. In addition, with the screening of the equipment and the fact that there is no ground equipment, the proposed use will maintain the residential appearance of the building and not require any additional screening or landscaping. This is a passive use and it will not generate any objectionable vibrations, fumes, odors, dust, toxicity, glare, or physical activity. There will be at most 1 visit per month to this unmanned facility, and therefore there will be no impact on traffic or parking. And there will be no adverse effects on the health, safety, security, morals, or general welfare of the residents, visitors, or workers to the area. I'm going to ask Mr. Hanley to speak to you a little bit about the RF elements of the application with regard to enhancing the coverage and capacity of service in the area. Do you have those minutes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to be talking about the propagation plots, which are shown on the screen. These are made within Verizon Wireless in-house tool called Geotech. It depicts the coverage afforded by existing and proposed facilities of Verizon Wireless. In the first plot, you'll see 3 separate colors. The blue represents a threshold which provides reliable in-building coverage. The green is reliable in-vehicle coverage, and the red is reliable on-street coverage. The 2 facilities that are shown in the first plot are existing facilities being operated by Verizon Wireless today. The Windjammer facility to the far northwest, it's approximately 1.5 miles from the proposed facility. And then below that is Gaithersburg, which is another facility about approximately 1/2 mile from the proposed facility. And the proposed facility is represented by the blue dot in the very center labeled Asbury. The primary objective of the facility is to provide reliable in-building coverage to the Asbury Methodist Village community, as well as provide capacity relief to the existing facilities shown on the first propagation plot. If you look at the second propagation plot, it's almost the same.
Okay.
It's almost the same, except it shows the additional coverage afforded by the proposed facility at the proposed location. As you can see, it fills in the in-building coverage in the community, as well as slightly overlaps the existing facilities to provide reliable, seamless coverage and capacity relief to the existing facilities. These first 2 plots are modeled at the 700 megahertz frequency band, which is the lower band of Verizon Wireless. If you go to the third propagation plot, these will be the same, except these are modeled at the upper band, the 2100 megahertz frequency band for Verizon Wireless, which Verizon is also licensed to operate in. These coverage plots show a little less coverage because the upper band does not propagate as far as the lower band. By having these upper bands operating with the lower bands, it provides capacity relief immediately to the site, so that subscribers closer to the site will use this frequency, leaving more RF signal in the lower band for further away subscribers. It's the same exact sites as before, Windjammer and Gaithersburg, and then the final plot shows the additional coverage afforded by the proposed facility Asbury in the 2100 megahertz band. Thresholds are the same as well.
So as noted by the staff recommendation, the proposed use is a permitted special exception under the code and complies with 24-167 AD 1 and 2. Verizon Wireless supports the staff recommendation and agrees with all 4 conditions, and as such, we respectfully request approval as recommended by the Planning Commission. And we'd just like to thank Caroline for all of her work on the application and thank the board for allowing us. If you have, or any of us, would be to.
Okay, anybody have any questions?
I just had one question on the equipment itself there. The equipment, it is something that will be current for at least a few years, in your
Yes.
understanding?
Yes,
Of the demand on the cell phone and the usage here, that this will be something that, that will at least be viable for 2 years or more?
Yes.
Okay, at least 2 years, okay,
In a
thank
few
you.
years.
One or two questions, just my own curiosity. The higher bandwidth you indicated is basically to concentrate on locally within the Asbury community. I just want to clarify that. The other thing is this is both voice and data.
Correct.
That's what you're getting the coverage on this. Thanks. So, nothing else?
No.
Okay, I'm going to ask for any questions that anybody would like to ask from the audience. No? Okay, well then I will ask for a motion to close the record on BOA 6982-2015.
I move to close the record on
May I hear a second?
BOA-6946-2015.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the record is closed. You folks want to discuss this a little bit?
I have no further questions or comments.
Everything's getting so thorough in the packets.
Yeah, never mind. I miss the fights. Okay, then may I hear a motion on the special exception? Anybody?
Yep. I make a motion that the Board of Appeals, based on the findings and conclusions outlined in the draft resolution, approve special exception application BOA-6982-2015 and adopt resolution BOA-6982-2015 with 4 conditions as presented.
May I hear a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. It passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up is request for a special exception on special exception A-539A2, the Good Start Driving School. Caroline?
This is a public meeting on Board of Appeals case A539A, Roman numeral 2. It amends special exception A539A. There's no public hearing required for this amendment to the special exception. It's simply to change a suite number, but because the original resolution defined the suite number, we needed to come back to the Board of Appeals to approve a new resolution. The petition requests an amendment to special exception A539A by Good Start Driving School to change the suite number at 23 West Diamond Avenue from Suite 203 to Suite 210. No other changes to the school's operations are proposed. The property is located in the Central Business District Zone, CBD, and the special exception is allowed by Section 24-160F2B of the City of Gaithersburg zoning ordinance. And on the aerial, this is the driving school is located on the second floor of Barron's Lumber, which is right here off of West Diamond Avenue and North Frederick Avenue. There is a draft resolution that I have included that has a new condition so that we don't have to keep, this is the the second time that they've changed suites within the building. So in order to not have them have to come back to the Board of Appeals every time they move within the building, I have a suggested change to the resolution that requires them only to get a new use and occupancy each time that they change suite numbers. And Ms. Betty Terry is here from the driving school. If you have any questions for her, she'll be happy to answer.
Ms. Terry, if you would you like to say something about this? If you do, I'll have to swear you in.
Only if you have a question for me.
Well, in case, why don't I just go ahead and raise your hand. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you are about to give in this matter shall be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. Okay, does anybody have any questions on this they would like to ask?
So how is the school going, and are we having good drivers now in the city of Gaithersburg?
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going well. It's a part of our ministry, so it's going well.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Okay, and anybody else? Okay, I'll ask you one question. In terms of moving from one suite to another, I take it there's really nothing in a construction nature that has to be done here, really?
No, we just moved from one room.
Just go from one room to the
yes.
other. No wonder you want to simplify it.
I did forget to mention that we did go with the fire marshal to the property, and he did inspect the new suite number for an assembly use, and was acceptable.
So that would be for the occupancy approval?
Right.
Okay. I assume to getting that approval, basically that's when the new room number will show up in their next petition or whatever.
Well, the way the new resolution is structured, they wouldn't need to get another approval from the Board of Appeals if they change suite numbers again. They would just have to get a use and occupancy, just within the second floor of that
But I'm just
property.
talking about as part of the city record.
Yes,
It would go into that.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, do I need to close the record on this? Since it's...
There's
a little
really
bit
not
different
an
as well.
official
Really
record.
not
I
an
didn't
official, yeah,
put
okay.
exhibit numbers on the information that we provided. It was
Okay.
more informational, so.
Okay, well...
If you don't
unless
close the
Frank
record,
thinks-
it will automatically be closed with a decision anyway, so it
Okay.
wouldn't remain open if you're ready to make a decision.
Okay. Well, any further discussion on the board as far as this is concerned? Anybody have any concerns, anything?
No concerns. I think the condition makes sense to make it simple for everybody going forward.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, may I hear a motion to approve or deny the application?
I make a motion that the Board of Appeals, based on the findings and conclusions outlined in the draft resolution, approve special exception application A-539A2 and adopt the resolution A-539, A2 with the 3 conditions as presented.
One question, does that also include your modification
Yes, it does, within the 3 conditions.
within those 3 conditions? Okay. All in favor?
Aye. Oh, wait, second.
Oh, second, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
We're good.
Robert's rules. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. You're approved.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, there being no further business, may I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting of September 9th, 2015.
May I hear a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.